All right, boys, before we get into the podcast, you guys saw the new Nelk video in our trip with Hasbulla. We brought him to the USA. We dropped some brand new full send Hasbulla merch. It's going absolutely insane. There's a full collection right now on fullsend.com. Full send Hasbulla. We got a ton of vintage shirts. They're really, really fire. Pop them up on screen. Full send Hasbulla. Go to fullsend.com, cop a piece, tag us and Hasbulla if you cop one. Let's get into the podcast. All right, boys, so before we get into this pod, we're at Tin Roof right now. Every week on the podcast, we're gonna be shouting out bars that carry Happy Dad. So if you're a bar, if you work at a bar and you're watching this, or you own a bar, whatever, tag us on Happy Dad Instagram, all right? Because we're always looking out for bars that carry Happy Dad, and we wanna support you guys. This week, we're shouting out Tin Roof, which we're here right now. Shout out to Tin Roof. Shout out The Wharf in Fort Lauderdale, and shout out Rock Bar in Fort Lauderdale. We're here right now. You guys are all carrying Happy Dad. We love you guys. Yeah, tag us on Instagram at Happy Dad. I want to shout out a bunch of bars. Let's get into the pod. What up, what up? Tin Roof, one of the best spots in South Florida. Of course they got Happy Dad. One shot tequila? Yeah.
Let's go!
Really?
That's how we start this. Let's go!
Gotta do full send the honors, you know?
Yeah.
Have you guys met or no?
Bro, I
Here, push that
met him
mic
in
in for him, Brad.
2017.
Where'd you guys meet?
My gym.
GNC?
No, I came by the gym. I remember I took a picture of you like standing. You hit a side chest.
Oh, yeah, in front of your little...
Yeah.
That was like one day post-Olympia, too, so...
Yeah.
At my peak, yeah.
Yeah, you crushed, man. So
Yeah,
much has changed since
I saw you guys like kind of grilling each other like when you both walked in. Is there
No.
any like gym bro like?
No.
Brad's a little salty for sure. Yeah.
No. Salty or what?
I don't know.
No,
You
I'm
tell
not salty.
me.
Oh, I asked him to come like 1,000 times.
You asked me when I was in prep and stuff, so...
Okay, that's fair.
You gotta
Wait,
ask
how
me
long
right
ago
after.
was that? How long ago did he ask you?
Oh, a long time.
Last year?
Yeah.
C-Bum, thanks for responding to my DM.
Got
It's
you.
real gym
Yeah.
bro shit.
Got
You knew, huh?
Yeah.
Thank
Did
you.
you say like, was that like a gym bro connection there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're lacking, you know?
Yeah, he wasn't
We
responding to
have
you.
that, dude. What do you mean we're lacking?
I don't know. I feel it with him a little bit more.
You feel the connection with
Give
him
me
on the
those
gym?
eyes.
This guy can't go to the gym like more than fucking once a
Went with
week.
you today.
Yeah, once a week.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta
Come on,
be better.
man.
All right, you want to bring it in?
Yeah, no, I thought we were
we're
already
rolling?
going. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been rolling.
The fuck?
Dude,
Yeah, but we got C-Bum, Chris, 4-time Mr. Olympia champion, also a fellow Canadian, right?
Fellow Canadian indeed.
Just
yeah.
told me he's from Ottawa, so it's pretty crazy too.
Yeah, good old
You see how
613.
he always rips on Canadians too. So I don't
Why?
know. After we might have to like
Am I an
toss him
exception at least?
toss him
Yeah,
up
dude.
against the wall
All
or
right, there
something.
you
You're
go.
honorary.
It's like a joke, bro. You know what I mean?
Now,
For sure.
now it's a joke, right?
Yeah, I love Canadians, bro.
Yeah,
I
all of
love
a
They're the
sudden,
best. They're
all of a
amazing.
sudden it's a joke. You're stupid.
So what's good? What have you been up to?
Not a whole lot, man. Living the Florida dream right now. You know, it's nice living down here, but it's an honor to be on the podcast. I remember watching you guys back in the day because you guys were fellow Canadians killing it. You were still in Toronto, I think, when you first started doing all the prank stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see how like far you guys have come and grown into so many like a real business like brand, you know?
For sure.
It's wild.
When did you move down here?
Like a year and a half ago.
Okay. Oh, that's that like
Pretty
recent?
soon, yeah. It was
And-
kind of middle of COVID, you know, all the shit going on with COVID.
Damn. And until then you were still in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I thought you moved down here like all right, we're gonna do a shot, I guess.
Did you move out of Canada because of the whole like Canadian response to the
That wasn't the whole reason. It was mainly business
okay.
stuff, but like it was like 3 years that we were fully shut down, like gyms were closed and shit.
Insane,
It was
bro.
bad, yeah.
What were you doing that time?
What was that
We were
experience?
working
like
out in
for
a
you?
basement. I was prepping for one of my Olympias, working out some guy's basement with like cable rack machine and stuff, like and some dumbbells. It was wild.
Wait, that's actually a crazy story.
Yeah, so what tell us
Thank
about
you.
that. Like COVID hits and then sure I'll take one of these. All right, let's do these first.
Why do you have two?
That's
You
just
set
my
the one
little.
up because you're the biggest guy.
That's my little lime holder because
Oh, okay.
Fuck, bro, Brad, we might need to switch,
in a
man.
minute.
My,
This is a full shot.
my fucking don't cut to the wide shot, bro, please. My quads compared to C-Bums, bro. Jesus Christ.
I should've
Do we
worn
have
pants.
track
Why
pants,
wear
bro?
pants, bro?
Oh fuck.
This is
Oh,
hilarious.
this is bad, bro.
This is hilarious.
This is bad. All right, I might need 2 shots.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
So what was that like training for an Olympia in like a basement with what kind of equipment was it? Just pulleys and
It was literally like a cable rack, Smith machine that was gonna fall apart, and then some dumbbells. And I was my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He was like makes me look like a skinny little bitch, and he would squat like 500 pounds on this rackety little Smith machine.
yeah.
and he prepped for a full show back there. I just did half my prep leading into the Olympia, and then we got into like a gym that let us in the back door kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was pretty brutal for a while.
And that was during a prep that you like had that set up?
Yeah.
This was because gyms were
full
closed
on.
in Canada, right?
Everything was closed. Yeah.
Bro, Canada was crazy lockdown.
Even when
Still took
gyms
the
opened
dub?
up, you had to wear a mask
You
in
still
the
took
gym.
the dub that year?
Hey,
You still took the win that year?
I did. Yeah.
So no fucking excuses, man.
Holy shit.
Holy
What year was
shit.
that? 2020?
2020. Yeah.
And you'd won the year before, right?
Yeah.
What was that? Was 2019 the first year you win?
2019 was the first year I won, and then 2020 was actually like one of my best years I've ever done. So maybe COVID was the secret.
Did you have an opinion on that, like them closing down the gyms? I know Brad went through a tough time with that, and
Yeah,
but
kept my shit open.
did you like? Did that affect you mentally at all, or?
Mentally, I was pretty good. I have a really good support system back there, but I wasn't in agreement with it. You know, it was
Yeah.
pretty ridiculous. They were just, and it was so long, and clearly, like all of America opened up, and we stayed shut down for like another
Yeah.
like year and a half, and it just didn't make sense. So
I know every time I went back there for like Christmas or some shit, it was next level.
Yeah.
You just had to be there to like feel it. It's like a different feeling. Like people are like looking at you and shit if you get too close to them.
have you gone back
It was
now and you
crazy.
notice people are still a little different?
Yeah.
People are
It's-
colder and
it's
like a
still,
little
like-
more reserved. Like,
yeah. Like I said once in front of someone, like, oh, well, like, thank God it's over now. And they're like, well, it's not over yet. Like there's
coming
still
back.
like 300, like whatever. I'm like, oh my God,
Here
bro.
we go. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
So you win the first year, well, 2019.
Yep.
What does that change for your career after you win that?
Shoot, everything.
Yeah, literally everything.
Okay,
I
some of us
think-
aren't as educated.
My bad. Sorry, I'm a little more in this.
Take
Yeah,
this one.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I was always someone who took one goal at a time. So I never thought I was going to win the Olympia or even wanted to really win the Olympia when I started competing. So when I first came second, I was like, fuck, like this is like something that I could do for probably make a career out of. I dropped out of school, put everything into it. So coming into 2019 and actually winning it and having all that like work and sacrifice come into place was like a really cool moment. But I had dealt with some like I have an autoimmune disease. I got really sick the year before from it. So I was living in a lot of fear and like prepping for an Olympia, trying to be like confident. And it takes a lot of like confidence to believe in yourself getting through it. But I kept doubting on the back of my mind I was going to get sick again and I was hurting myself. So it was this conflict in my mind I was going through. And then after I won the first one, it was amazing, obviously beautiful moment, something I've been working for a long time. But it was like a sense of relief when I was done because it was so much stress I was holding. And I was like, fuck, like why am I doing something that I like love so much and letting it cause so much stress into my life? So I had to really like honestly take a step back that next year and like kind of reprogram my mind into like relinquishing that fear and not like constantly worrying about whether I'm going to be sick or not and like letting go of control because autoimmune diseases are so like
What was
they
the
can be
disease?
random.
What is that? Yeah.
It's called IgA nephropathy. So it's when your immune system kind of like attacks itself and it's just like a pre-genetic disposition you have or not, and it can just like flare up sometimes. Obviously, there's ways to mitigate as best as possible by being really healthy and keeping stress levels down. But obviously, prep is like high stress.
Yeah.
So it's something that obviously caused more stress in my mind, and stressing about it made me like a loop of shit. So 2020 was a year I really had to like dive deep into myself and be like, all right, like if you're going to keep competing, you got to either stop competing or do it without this fear and like understand that you have no control over it. So you have to just kind of let it go to the universe. What happens will happen. Deal with it when it does.
Damn, that's pretty tough.
Do you get your blood work done pretty often then? Because
Yeah. Actually just did this morning too.
Yeah. How often?
Probably every quarter on
Yeah.
average. And during prep, I did it like every month for a while at one point. And, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes my markers aren't always great, but I know where they need to be for
Right.
my baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. You kind of talked about like actually like going all the way in and being like, man, I'm gonna do this competing thing for real. I'm really curious, did social media affect, because I remember seeing you years ago before you came to my gym and before you really started blowing up. And I would always see these shots of you set up these low angles and like your legs were always insane.
Yeah.
You know, that shit. I don't know, you were in like an apartment somewhere, but
I was in my sister's house. I was living in her house. Yeah.
yeah, I remember those. I remember seeing you and being like, this kid's got crazy shape. I wonder if he really looks like that.
Yeah.
Before you ever got on stage, way before. And obviously you came by, I met you, but I'm curious, did social media have an effect on like you being like, okay, I'm going to really do this? Or was like bodybuilding the thing that you were like, before you even got on the internet, you were like, I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely wasn't social media. And it's hard to explain because it wasn't even that much of a love for competing. It was just like the competitive nature in me, finding something that felt like it was like meant for me and being able to put so much effort into it and
Yeah.
starting to see progress and just like the reward I got from that effort. And like, just the goal that I had, something to pursue and a meaning, a purpose of my life just really drove me to put everything into it.
Yeah.
And social media was never a goal of mine. Like
Yeah.
I literally posted, those were just like check-ins. I threw them up because I had videos and I never thought it would take me anywhere on social media.
When did you start to pop off on social media?
Because your socials are huge, right?
Yeah.
Like your Instagram and
Like
Huge.
started to grow when I won my first Olympia, but it like popped off huge after that second one in 2020. Because the way I looked in 2019 to 2020 was like, it looked like it was 3 years difference in between because I had like really got my shit together. So at that point, people were like, fuck, this guy's dominating. He's probably going to win for years. And it just kind of like blew up. And then I started investing a lot more in my social media. My boy Calvin here, I got him to like my YouTube full time and everything. And we really documented. Like there was always influencers and then there were bodybuilders, and few people competed at a high level and actually documented it. It's pretty stressful too, like
to do both.
to do both.
One's hard
Yeah.
enough. Even just the
Yeah.
influencer shit's hard enough.
Like
so
peak
you're doing
week before
both.
the Olympia, he's living with me. We're
mean,
filming every single day.
If you
So
think
it's
about it,
tough.
that's actually pretty sick because you're telling your story on Instagram of compete or starting to like get in shape to competing in Mr. Olympia.
Yeah,
So everyone's really locked in.
literally. Yeah, I give him like a complete behind the scenes look of what it takes, like showing him all the ups and the downs. And I think that's why people kind of connect. And my social like did well because it was really like I tried to just be honest.
Mhm.
You know, I just showed when I felt like shit. I would like have moments where I broke down and was scared and shit, and I like spoke about it and shared it, and people were like, "Fuck, he's human," you know.
Yeah.
So I think people were able to just relate to that.
Yeah, I think it's important. Something you said though, like as far as your reasoning for doing it, wasn't necessarily social. Because I
Yeah.
think a lot of kids nowadays, and I want you to speak to this a little bit, they like get into this industry because they see, oh, you could have success and you can make money and you can, not necessarily competing. I'm talking about like social and fitness.
Yeah.
But I notice a lot of people who have like really high level of success actually in this industry, it's because like they just really wanted to like do it. Not so much social. They were just like really into like the health, the fitness, the actual bodybuilding, like that side of things. And then it came along with it. Like the social comes along with it.
For sure.
And I just think there's a lot of kids who do it because it's just like, I swear, I just think people go to the gym now to like film their stuff and not
Yeah.
really train.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you noticed that's been a shift? Because like, I'm assuming when you started this, how old are you?
28.
Yeah, when you started, it was like that wasn't a thing that was relevant or people were even doing, and you just had to love it because you did it just for yourself.
Yeah,
And a lot of people now do it, like I said, just because for a camera.
for sure.
It's a long question.
And I think that affects like, what's that?
so. That was a long question.
No, I want his opinion on that because like a lot of kids do it just because they're like, oh, I want to be popular.
Yeah,
You know?
I've definitely noticed that shift a lot. And even in like the sponsorship world that we're in, like it's typically supplement sponsors and shit. Before you had to be a pro and then maybe you'd get a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Now, most of the pros get shit sponsorships and just random people on social media get the big ones because it's marketing, you know?
Right.
But I definitely noticed a lot of people now get into the wrong reasons. And usually those people don't last. They burn out.
Yeah.
They typically don't compete at a high level because it takes a lot more effort and discipline to put in that. And if you're not doing it for the right reasons, it's hard to kind of work that hard for it. But I mean, it's just kind of our society. And I think like I dropped out of college to do this, but I never had the intention to do that. And I didn't do it to be lazy. I think people start things to try and find an easy way to get success, an easy way to get money because they're lazy. And everyone always asks me like, should I drop out of college to compete? I'm like, fuck no. Like you asking me that means you're probably lazy. Like you should know that answer by yourself and understand whatever path you take is going to be hard as fuck. But like, it's got to be the right path for you, you know?
How did you make that decision to drop out of college? Walk us through that.
I mean, it took a minute. My mom's still not happy with it, I don't think.
No way.
Still not?
No
Bro,
way.
To this day, she'll still tell me, you can go back to college and it's
No.
only 2 years left of school. I'm like, no, all right. Maybe one day. But
Where were you
obviously
going?
Not. I was in Dalhousie, Halifax.
Oh,
funny.
shit. How was that?
It was a great time. I'm sure you guys have been
I've
out
been
there.
out there. It's fun.
It's a good
Halifax.
time. But no, I mean, like I said, I was competing almost as a hobby and I was putting a lot of effort into it, obviously, but I was still like, all right, I need to get a career. I need to graduate school and I need to like have a future for myself. And then I think in 2019, that was the year 2018, the first year I came second, I was like, went from amateur winning a pro show to coming second at the Olympia all in a year. And I was like, okay, like clearly I've proven to myself I'm willing to put in the work and discipline to this and there's a future for me. And I started to get sponsors, opportunities to travel, and school would be waiting for me, but I couldn't balance both at this point. So I just decided I've made it this far, juggling both, time to drop one, put everything in the bodybuilding and see where it takes me.
You said you had sponsors. Like, how much were you like kind of making at that time while you were in college?
It's funny, and I always say this because like probably the richest I've ever felt in my life was my first sponsorship I ever got. And I was getting paid $2,200 a month.
That's like lit when you get it.
Oh my
right?
God, yeah.
'Cause you're like, I'm
What, you
getting
said
this money for
2200?
doing what I
You're
love.
20. I remember going to the club and buying one of my friends drinks thinking I was
Yeah.
a baller because I had $2,000 in my pocket.
Who was your first
you know?
sponsor that picked you up?
The supplement company called MHP.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you get if you win Mr. Olympia?
I got 50 G's last year.
Seems kind of light. Not gonna lie.
You don't make money off competing, that's for sure. You
But
have
it
to be
just
able
opens more doors, right?
if you utilize it properly, it can open more doors. And if you build your own brand, you kind of have to do the work on the outside and like either build your own brand, sponsorships, or build your own companies. So
Yeah.
'cause competing open Mr. Olympia gets like 400 grand if you win. But I mean, that's a lot, but that's one guy in the whole, everyone who bodybuilds, you know?
Let's talk about that a little bit. Do you think that because I mean even Arnold's talked about this, like a lot of people are also saying this, and it's to no disrespect to open bodybuilding because what it takes to get to that level is so insane. But do you think over the next like 5 years it's going to shift where classic is just bodybuilding? Because it seems like they're going in that direction.
It's hard to say if it'll ever like replace it. I think,
But maybe not just replace because it probably still have it. I don't know though because it seems like it's going away. But I think the money's going to go to classic.
it's really hard to say because right now it's like so like old school, you know, like no one, like let's say like
You talking about the ownership?
Yeah, the ownership is
Okay.
very like old school, and the hardcore fans of bodybuilding are like bodybuilding fans. The people who show up and buy tickets are different than the average people on social media. Most people on social media aren't going to the Olympia and buying tickets. So I think they kind of still have a struggle with all that. But I do think going forward that they'll definitely even out at some point. I don't know if they'll maybe even start judging bodybuilding to start bringing them down in size and stop rewarding the bigger guys, you know, like
Well,
balance it out somehow. But
you're kind of like you compete and then you're kind of like a gym bro influencer, right? Like you're not a real like gym bro, like compete.
I don't know. I don't compete.
There's
in
two different
classic.
lanes, right?
exactly,
He
yeah.
came
Yeah.
here trying to like chirp me because
He's just thinking.
That's
letting
no,
his
I'm
wheels
just-
spin.
I'm
What
just
can I
trying to
say?
process and relate.
Wow, yeah, no, because we were on the car ride over here, and you're like, "Bro, I'm gonna go at you so hard."
I didn't say
Okay,
that
dude,
once.
Whatever, man.
I didn't say that. That wasn't it. I was
He
just making sure.
competes in classic physique, dude. Is
Yeah.
that what you wanted to know?
No, I'm just trying to follow along.
Okay, all right. You
Okay, sorry.
following here?
Sorry, bro.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
But how do you know when people like? It seems like there's a lot more people that are trying to be like the gym bro influencers rather than like the real competitor gym bros.
What's the question? How do you-
Like it seems like everyone's just lifting now to be like a gym bro influencer.
Yeah.
Like they don't really care about the competing stuff.
Mhm.
Would you say that's true?
I mean, more people definitely train and not compete, and I don't think there's necessarily something wrong with that. I think seeking fame isn't necessarily the best avenue of life, but I mean, I think we see a lot of shift in our culture lately of a lot of people who kind of like who love the gym go after it, and I think that's a more positive thing to put their energy into than a lot of other shit they could be doing. You know,
Which
Yeah.
one are you going for?
I don't think I can compete.
maybe we should get Stanley on stage in
you should get on stage,
2024.
dude.
I'll do it one time, maybe.
You should.
Did you ever get on stage?
I think about it sometimes.
Yeah, you've never done it?
I've done it back in the day. I did men's physique when it first came out, 2011.
Maybe this should be a bet. You two have to go against each other at a
Yeah.
show.
Against him?
They got to create
What?
a barrel
You-
section for
Come
Mr.
on, bro.
Mr. Olympia. eh?
What the
No, I
fuck?
don't want to compete against you.
Compete against him, dude.
Okay,
Different
whatever,
height
bro.
classes, but you know.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part about like prepping?
Oh,
It's a
man.
cliche question, probably, but
I mean, like realistically, the diet, you know, sticking to a diet for so long and like being so hungry and training hard over an extended period of time, being that restricted is hard, but it's something that I've kind of shifted my mind on more so of like, instead of I have to do this, I get to do this kind of thing. Like it's an opportunity where I'm grateful for all it gives me and it's a fun ride and the progress I see is like fulfilling. So it's not horrible. But I think recently the hardest thing I've always have to deal with now is like, when I was winning as like or coming up as an underdog and wanting to win, there was no pressure on you. It's like, hopefully Chris does better this year, you know, that. And then you win one and it's like, oh, well, is he going to win next year? Is like, does he deserve to win? Like, is he going to prove it? And then you win again and again and again. And like, okay, now there's this vision that people have of you. They look at you differently than who, just like Chris Bumstead. Now you're like 4-time Mr. Olympia and it's this extra pressure and not like not letting that get into your mind and still training the same way you did before you
Not let
ever
it slow
won.
you down.
And having that, just like not letting that seep into your mind mentally is just tough. And I think you see a lot of people like get to the top of a sport or some kind of category and win something and then just fall off.
Yeah.
It's really hard to stay at the top and maintain because you start doing it for the wrong reasons. You start doing it because of other people in your mind and shit rather than doing what got you there, you know?
that's crazy.
A lot
bro.
of influencers
Yeah.
and famous people do this shit too. It's like, I'm here now, so I need to be different now that I'm famous. It's like, well, what got you there? Just
Yeah.
being yourself, you know? So like, why change that, you know?
Damn,
Yeah.
how do you deal with that? Like, do you see like a lot? Is it like Instagram comments that like people are saying that shit? Like,
I mean, I think the biggest thing that I'm super grateful for that has either luck or whatever got to me is my circle, like the people around me, like my good friends, Matt, Calvin, my family, my sister, brother-in-law, parents. They've all like been with me from the beginning to the end, never treated me differently, and probably slapped me if I started acting different. So I just have really good people around me, and you are who you surround yourself with.
For
and
sure.
I've always just had this mindset kind of from my parents that like no one can kind of add to your like character or take away from it. So if people are giving me positive shit on the internet, it's beautiful. I'm grateful, but they don't know who I am. It's not making me a better person. So when the positivity comes, I don't really let that get to me. And when negativity comes, I try not to as well. So I just kind of let it all be like fluid information that's out there. And then I only really care about the opinion of people close to me who know me and
That's
myself.
good.
What's
I heard
any
keep yourself
negative
balanced.
shade that you could get though?
Yeah,
What's any negative shade that people would like throw at you?
people will find some shit always.
Bro,
There's
it's
always something.
The fucking internet.
I heard that.
I know, bro. I
People
feel like
figure some
everyone
shit
loves you,
out.
bro. I feel like you're like the face of the gym bros right now.
I mean, I for sure I have a lot of love and respect, and I think partly because I've also been able to make fun of myself with shit. But every now and then there's some shit, but
Yeah.
never anything too bad.
How long do you plan to do this for? Compete, not internet shit. Compete.
It's a great question because I really don't know.
Yeah.
And it's part of the segment I was talking about my health, and I had to kind of like let go of the control of being like, I need to be healthy or I want this many or that. Because the fact is, I don't know. I want one more at least.
Yeah.
And then after that, if I'm healthy and I'm enjoying it, I will probably want one more. But all I can really focus on, because I don't know that far in the future,
It's just the one.
is this one more.
Yeah,
you know?
I get it.
And thinking too far ahead of like, okay, I want 8. That's like a big goal to start to overcome versus
Yeah.
being like, I just got to do this one more time. And I just keep my focus on what I got to do right now. And then I keep moving forward with that. And then after that, I'll make another decision if I want to do it
Yeah.
again.
What's it look like when the competition's coming up? Like, do you lock in like super strict for 3 months before? Like, do you treat it like I look at it as like a fight? Like, two guys are about to box. Like 3 months before you really have to lock in, or you just always?
You're like Dino now. He's fucking.
Do you know?
He looks crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's probably very similar to that. Yeah. We call it prep in bodybuilding, and you start at however many weeks out. I usually do 16 weeks. So like 4 months or whatever that is.
What do you change during that 16 weeks?
I mean, so I eat pretty clean all year, but it's like, if at night I want a burrito with like chicken and rice in it versus just a meal of chicken and rice or whatever, or I want to go out and eat something with my girl or do something, I'm more relaxed with it. But when prep comes, it's like I'm on a meal plan, eating the same thing every day, and it doesn't change. Just slowly take food out. I'm doing cardio consistently the same amount of times every week. Just variables are very consistent. So I know whatever I change, it results in change in my body.
How are you so disciplined?
Yeah. Like
Seriously.
What do
because
you
me, like I feel like I work out a lot, but for me it's just the diet. Like I just get mentally
Bro,
weak.
he's
Like
fucking Mr. Olympia.
no, but I know, but
Yeah, but
No, that's a good
whatever,
point,
but I'm
bro.
saying
what's
my why is.
but what's the
is like-
mental like? What's the because it's all mental. Like I know how do you stay?
tough.
I don't know if there's anything you can say. Like is there any secret to like that mental discipline or any tricks or like
I mean,
I
a
love
huge
this
thing. What
question.
I said is
I love it.
like
you were munching the Wagyu dumplings at Gecko
Yeah,
last night?
yeah,
too.
you
I was
were,
doing
bro.
it.
Don't
I
act
was
like
going
you
in.
dumplings
You were.
are fire though.
So
You
good.
can
No,
always
but he cheats
sacrifice
all
for
the time,
those.
low key.
good.
I'm not trying to call you, but you do cheat sometimes.
I cheat. I do. I'm not.
You eat
but
like
I'm not
shit.
fucking
Like
Mr.
yesterday-
Olympia, bro.
That's
like
part of
yesterday,
it.
we're on the plane. The fucking Italian comes out, pasta,
Yeah,
chicken
that shit was
parm.
fire.
You say pasta?
Yeah.
Pasta.
Oh wow, I saw all Canadians say pasta.
No, I say pasta.
Oh
Pasta?
damn.
You say
you've been
pasta?
in
I
here
say
too long.
pasta, and everyone gets mad at me for saying
Oh,
that.
shit.
No, Jimmy says it like that.
Pasta?
Yeah,
Really?
I've
I
noticed.
feel
that,
like
yeah.
you said it like that before.
Maybe. I probably mixed it up.
Maybe
Yeah.
converted.
Maybe. Not fully. Not fully.
Jeez, but
Spend too much time.
What
here.
about the night when after you win? Do you like go party or have a huge cheat meal?
I've honestly never partied after a show.
Really?
Usually my family's all in town, and we come back, and I usually honestly like drink some water and eat something clean, hang out with my like close 8 group of friends that are there and family, and then go to bed and chill. Because you normally don't feel so hot,
Mhm.
You're so dehydrated, starve yourself for so long. Honestly, I just want to like be around my close family, celebrate like that, and then kind of rest and relax.
Brad, I feel like if you were disciplined, this could have been you, man.
Dude,
If
what
you
the
were a little
fuck
more
is going
disciplined, you
on,
could be
dude?
sitting right here, bro.
Dude, I'm not here. I'm here for different reasons, man. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this? I told you, his plan coming here is like, I'm going to chirp you the whole
He's
time.
just thinking how he can.
Yeah,
tear you
man,
apart.
you're
Well, I know.
fucking
I
asshole.
just like to
For it,
compare,
though.
bro, because you
For
guys are
sure.
both like fucking big
Yo,
dudes.
before you really got into this like bodybuilding training, like, did you ever like party? Did you ever go crazy?
Oh
like,
yeah, I partied a lot. Yeah,
And
then
Dallas?
you-
He knows, Dell. Yeah, Dell's a party school.
and then you were just like, what was the switch where you were like, yo, I'm going to do this shit? That's the,
It was that year when I said I decided to pull out of school and be like, all right, I'm diving in. Because when I was going to school, it was actually pretty funny. In Canada, all the shows are at the end of summer. So I would go to school, pretty much just party all year, like 3 times a week. and then try and work out where I could. And when you're young, you can go to the gym hungover and hit PRs. Like it doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
So I would do that. And then when summer would come, I wouldn't drink for 4 months and I would just prep for a show. And that was when I was amateur. So I was competing as an amateur, kind of climbing the ranks like that. And then doing that system, I made it to be I got my pro card. And then when I got my pro card, I was like, all right, I'm going to pull back from partying a little bit, maybe go out once a week instead of 3 times and like focus more on like my off season actually. And in that year I won a pro show. And I was like, okay, fuck, like let's actually dive in and see where I can take this if I have a full year every year of complete consistency.
Did you start to lose friends when you were like, I'm going to take this serious?
I wouldn't say I lost friends, definitely started to disconnect a little bit because like you just can't relate quite as much. You know, I remember like constantly being in my room. Our house was always like the pre-drink house because we were in like a 6-story big house with like our dinner table with a beer pong table, like all this typical bullshit. So they'd all be down there pre-drinking and I'd be just like chilling, waiting for them to leave, to eat a meal and go to bed. They'd show up at 4 a.m., wake me up, and then I'd be up at like 8 a.m. They'd be waking up at 12. And it just like, we started to drift apart a bit. But I mean, we're still friends this day, but a lot of them still live that lifestyle and I just stopped. So we obviously trailed apart a little bit, but
You're jacked and they're fat, probably.
some of them are actually in pretty crazy shape somehow. I don't even know
he's
how.
jacked and they're fat, probably.
Yeah.
What's it like, or how important is it to have like your woman in your life when you compete? Like, is she really helpful? Like, how is that dynamic?
Huge. Like, absolutely huge. Yeah. And it's slowly built more and more over the years. And the thing I was talking about, the difficult part of the mindset and the pressure and shit, she's someone who definitely like always keeps me grounded.
That's dope.
Yeah, you
Because
need
no matter,
that.
we met in 2018 before I ever won.
Yeah.
And she'd been with me for every show I've ever won. So she's seen the progression and she like, so she can be like, she's like my base, my rock of like, all right, like this is where we've been together since the beginning. Like, bring it back down. This is all that matters right here. You know, like this is just normal life. Just go to the gym, do your thing.
It's beautiful.
Bro, I feel like
she helps a lot.
I feel like you have to have a girl.
to do
You would
this.
be way
Fuck
too
yeah.
distracted.
You can't be chasing pussy during prep,
Yeah.
bro.
No,
Can you
you need a
imagine?
girl.
Bro, lots of
no.
bodybuilders, especially back in the day, they used to travel a lot more for
During
shows.
prep, though?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, man. And
Like going out to the bar?
oh,
Oh, because that's when they're like, you know, way up.
bodybuilders used to do like
Just
LSD
tequila?
and like a Molly and shit because, you know, 0 calorie. You actually probably burn a shit ton of calories.
Really?
And they used to party hard back in the
What,
day. yeah.
Molly at the bar to burn extra calories?
Yeah, man.
Have you
Maybe
ever
we
done
just
any?
do that?
Have you ever done any recreational drugs?
When I was younger, yeah.
Which ones?
Oh, he's trying to get you to say
Trying
shrooms so
to-
he can do
trying
this
to
at
narc out on
one-on-one,
me.
15-minute.
Bro, I'm
shroom
just
talk.
curious.
This
I'm
is
just
a
curious.
drug
Don't say
dealer vibe
mushrooms.
coming out. Eh?
That's what you trying to get? No, I'm just curious.
What about, do you like journal or do any of that?
Yo, don't get on this shit, bro.
What?
Don't get on this shit.
I don't know.
Okay,
do
now go ahead.
you have like something where you just want to like have affirmations or lock in and escape reality?
I don't really have like short-term, long-term goals or shit I set up like that, but I journal to like an extent. I do like when I listen to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks, I have a long drive or when I'm doing cardio or whatever, and when there's like a concept that hits my mind and being like, and it's usually all mindset shit, like, you know, high up like athletic trainers or therapists who go over like performance and shit. And then if I hear something that hits me, I kind of like write it down and I try and like write something where like what I'm feeling in it and understanding it. And I think over the years, that's definitely helped me develop my mindset to kind of like keep a sane mind.
So you're
But-
trying to fucking troll
No,
me.
you guys
Look
are
at
kinda
that,
similar.
motherfucker. Yeah, that's right. Good shit. That's
Oh,
what I'm
you do
talking
too?
about.
Yeah, he's a
hell
big journaler.
He was trying to troll
Only when
me.
he's wearing glasses, but yeah.
Of course.
I should have brought the
Put some
glasses.
glasses on.
I should have brought the
Gets
glasses,
going.
man. I fucked up.
That's what I'm missing. I need
What
glasses.
do you
Yeah.
think's been your biggest obstacle to win? Or like, have you ever had like have you ever wanted to quit? Just be like, yo, I'm over this shit.
Sounds like the autoimmune disease, probably.
The what?
Their issue is probably the reason why your biggest obstacle.
Yeah, my health, definitely. I have many times been in the middle of prep and felt shitty or like scared or something. And I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this to my body? Like, is it going to be worth it if I'm hurting myself? And I kind of like build like a bit of a shame, like victim mentality of like, why me and all this shit. But again, it's just constantly bringing myself to the fact of like doing all the health checkups I can to make sure I'm as conscious and aware of what's going on in my body. So I'm not like worrying and creating fear. And then understanding that no matter what, we can get sick. So if I'm going to choose to do this, I'm going to choose to enjoy it and be here. But it's definitely every year it's a battle. I'm not like perfect with that. I think one of the big things where I've said before, where people like heard it and like hit home, like listening when I won the last 2021 Olympia or something, I like straight up, I don't know why, but I won the Olympia and I felt like I had to share this on like my speech afterwards. I was like 6 weeks out, I was crying on the bathroom floor with my fiance, literally like wanting to quit, being like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done, you know? And my fiance gave me a huge pep talk, like Tim Grovered my ass and got me in shape. And fact is, everyone has those days when you're trying really hard and putting a lot of effort into something that eventually you're just going to feel overwhelmed, and it's fucking normal.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's going to want to quit at some points. The whole point is that you don't, though. You know,
It's whether you break in those moments or not,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
What was that? What was that moment though in the bathroom? What was the thing that was holding you back? Like, what was the issue that you were like, I'm gonna quit?
A bit of the pressure of like this thing. I feel like I have to do this. People, I have to win. As soon as you have that, it's this concept of like, a lot of people have this idea where if you want to be a champion, because a lot of people speak like this, you like can't be okay with losing. You know, don't even think about losing. Losing is the devil. Like, fuck it. And I've had to understand like one of the most important parts of winning is being okay with losing, because it takes you out of that state of reaction. When you're in fear of something, you're in a state of reaction of like not wanting it to happen.
Fucks everything up.
And then you just don't feel good. You're like avoiding something. You're living in lack rather than like abundance. You're avoiding instead of searching for something. It's just completely different feeling inside of you.
Yeah.
And I was in that feeling of avoidance, of not wanting to get sick, not wanting to lose, all that pressure, not being more like grateful of this opportunity I have of chasing something that I love.
Damn, I feel that.
And just like battling that at one point, and my fiance just like whatever she fucking put in my head. I can't remember. I wish I knew exactly what she said, but she like was reiterating shit that I've said and spoken to her about, and just put it in me at the moment I needed it. And I was like, fuck, like, yeah, you're right. It's like, stop being a little bitch right now. Get your shit together and like, get back to work.
I saw you. Did you tear your bicep also before your last win?
Yeah, like 3 days before the Olympia last year.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Walk us through that, or like what happened there?
The worst thing is, and everyone kept asking me, I have no idea how it even happened. It, like my arm hurt on like the Wednesday before. Thursday it hurt more. Friday it was kind of swollen. And then Saturday morning, the morning of the show, you get up at like 5 a.m. and my arm was like red and swollen. And it wasn't horrible.
It was a partial tear, huh?
It was a partial tear, and it didn't look that bad. But when you're like training that hard for something and like chasing this unattainable perfection, and then you have this blatant flaw, like I couldn't get my mind off it. I was just like worried and stressed about it. And I honestly went back into that like, why me, like victim kind of mindset. And I was just like, fuck, why does it have to happen today? All this shit. And then, and again, one of those moments where like life presents you with battles where you need to like learn to grow. You either grow or die. And my coach this time actually came up to me, and I got off stage and I was in the center. I still looked really good. I was probably going to win, but I was like anxious and only thinking about my arm. I didn't have the like confidence of a champion up there. And he came up to me and he looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, smile up there, man. Like, relax. Like, own it. You're the champion. Like, bring that confidence. Like, fuck your arm. What are you going to do about it? And it was just like woke me up. I was like, it's so right. This is one of those moments where like, what's in your control? What's not in your control? I can't heal my arm right now. I'm literally stepping on stage in 30 seconds. I can't fix it. What can I do? I can stand up there with confidence. And if I pose properly and display my confidence, people are going to see that more than my arm. And that's going to help avoid it at some point. And I'm also going to be able to enjoy it more because I've worked hard for this and I still deserve to enjoy this moment. So it was a battle. And even again, and the night show got in my head, he kind of got back in my head again. But it was another one of those things where, like I said, life presents you with things where you need to grow. I had learned how to handle pretty well my health stuff over the length of prep, but now it was this like immediate thing on the day of the show I now had to handle. And now I'm grateful for it. I got through it, and it's a good story. It was a battle I got through, and now I feel like I've been through a lot of shit throughout my preps where I feel like I go into the next one, I'm like, what the fuck could happen worse now, I've gotten sick in one, been in the hospital, I tore my hamstring in one, tore my bicep in this one. Like, what could happen next? Knock on wood.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
not.
But, I'll be ready for it when it comes.
For like some of the gym bros or some people that are watching that might not be in the gym, like how do they judge? How do they even judge?
Yeah, I was
this
wondering
thing?
that.
How do they judge?
Like, how do they judge?
And like when you say like, oh, I know I'm gonna win. Like, is that just because you're like looking at the other guys and shit, and you're like,
I didn't really know I was gonna win, but people kind of like were like, you got this. But it's a lot of different things. It's how lean you are, body fat percentage, symmetry, like up to down, side to side, how big your legs are versus your upper body, how each arm is like comparative, and like overall size, how small your waist is. And it's different per division. Like open bodybuilding, the huge guys, it's more so mass. And that's a lot of it. And then in my division, classic physique, it's more aesthetics. So it's more of having a small waist with big lats and big legs, kind of like that X frame. So the more like X frame you have, and it's kind of like you look at 90s bodybuilders versus now, and that kind of, you can just tell the aesthetics, you know, a little prettier look. That's more important in mine. And then who's leaner, who's bigger, and who's got the best
How
body
competitive is the competition with you?
parts. I mean, it's very competitive.
Like, but like when you see the same guys and they're just like, is there any animosity between competitors?
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Honestly, no. Which is wild. I think in some divisions there, but classic physique is like the most like brotherhood of a division. People are so
Really?
kind and nice. Like the one dude who came second last year, Ramon Dino.
Yeah.
Talking about crazy athlete. He's from Brazil. Can't speak a lick of English,
Insane.
but he's like the nicest guy ever. He won the Olympia last year and he couldn't speak English. So he just like, shit's crazy, my man. Shit's crazy. Like talking to Arnold. And he was just like, it was just a joy on his face. And he talks to me and he has a lot of respect for me. We've like worked out together and we couldn't speak, but it was like, you could just tell he like respected everything I was doing, was watching what I was doing, and was like really like conscious of it. So I'm super lucky to be in a division where everyone's like kind, but sometimes the league tries to create animosity between us to create like a bit of a storyline, like UFC and kind of shit.
Yeah.
But like none of us are like
That'd
that.
be funny if there was like some shit talking.
Right? There is a men's physique.
Yeah.
In
So
another division. Yeah.
speaking of Arnold, okay.
Yeah, I
If
was
you
gonna
went
say.
back in the day, I had to ask this question. You went back in the
Get me in
day, and
trouble.
you were competing against Arnold back in the day. Where would you stack up? Where do you think you'd stack up?
It's a tough question because I think if
Where's
I
the
went
winner's
back in the
mentality?
day,
Because
You're a
hold
winner,
on,
bro. You're a winner.
hold on,
You have
hold on.
him.
No, you're a winner, dude. Come on, but what's your body weight on stage? On stage.
240,
What was his body weight on stage?
like 240-ish.
What was his height?
6'1".
What's your height?
6'1".
Oh, so who's winning this shit?
It's really hard to say because back then people weren't as lean. If I went back looking at that,
You would've been
as I
too lean.
looked, I'd be the leanest person they've ever seen. They wouldn't even know what the fuck's going on. So I don't know if they would even want that. So maybe he would win because of that. But if he were to come today and compete against me in last year at the Olympia, I think I would beat him because he's not in shape enough. You know, he wasn't.
I see.
But like it's like sports progress, you know,
Yeah.
everything progresses. Whereas back in the day, 90s NBA players used to drink beer at halftime.
Yeah.
Now they're like having fucking IVs putting in them and like B shots and like all this shit just to, like perform at the highest level. Like times change, you know?
Yeah. What's your and Arnold's relationship like?
Very,
Is he like a mentor?
not really, no. I've talked to him like once, kind of for like a short conversation, but he's pretty like, he's a busy man, you know? I
Yeah.
really never see him or talk to him at all.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those comparisons?
I
Like
mean, it's
people
an
compare-
honor
Yeah.
for sure. Like, he's
Yeah.
an absolute GOAT, you know? And I don't think I would ever replace him as a GOAT in bodybuilding because some people talk about that. Because I don't think you can compare the impact he's had on the sport, you know? And when we talked about like the prize money in classic physique and shit, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy complaining saying I deserve it. I want to be the guy performing on stage and off stage to bring it to the
You will.
attention
I
to the
think you
class
will.
to make it worth it.
You are
You know?
already.
Like Arnold never bitched about prize money. He went out, he went to Hollywood, he did all this shit, and he made bodybuilding like mainstream for a while,
Absolutely.
purely because of who he was. You
Yeah.
know, he made bodybuilding in the '90s, which is absolutely insane. You know, that's
mean-
like that's greatness. You know,
That's kind of like why we're here. I'm curious about that question too. Now is like, are you like when you first started this? Who were the people that you were looking towards? Was it like the Arnold, Ronnie? Like, what was that era that you were watching? You're like, oh, I really like this, and like, what got you really into it?
I didn't get into bodybuilding because of bodybuilding.
Okay.
I just played sports and loved training.
Okay.
I just loved like going into a gym and just, like pushing myself and trying to get strong. And I didn't have like bodybuilding magazines or anything when I was young. When I started to get into it more, it was mainly because my brother-in-law was a bodybuilder. And he was, in terms of bodybuilding world, he's the guy I looked up to. Because to this day, I've met as many pros as I've met. He's like the strongest, hardest training, most disciplined guy out of all of them.
Yeah.
And that was like my like standard, you know? My gym bro was like this fucking freak, strong motherfucker who I was always chasing after. And it made me push myself. But I never really looked up to a bodybuilder, really.
So I got really based on because I know you haven't been like you're not a weak bodybuilder, right? And I'm not saying all bodybuilders are weak. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's a lot of strong ones. There's ones that are a lot stronger in the history of bodybuilding. But would you attribute like your success, your size, like your condition, like your body to the fact that you didn't just train like as seemingly as not just as a bodybuilder, like you've trained for strength. You seem like maybe not like your number one focus, but it seems like you've always included trying to be strong in your programs. And it's
Yeah.
obviously translated.
For sure, yeah. And I mean, that again, that's because of my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Like when we started training, he was benching 500 pounds on incline bench press.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing. So I was always like, fuck, I got to push myself to be close to that. So that definitely helped a lot. And I think I would still get where I was going to go, but I think I got there quicker. And my advantage when I was young is I always had like muscle maturity. You talk about like that density.
Yeah.
I always had that way ahead of most people because I trained and pushed myself further and
Strength.
harder than a lot of people through like moving weight, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that really helped me get to like that muscle maturity point a
Faster.
lot quicker than most. And then I was able to build from there. So
Yeah.
I think
What,
that's why like at 24, I looked like a lot older, you know?
Yeah.
I saw something where it said that you played multiple sports. I think in high school, maybe, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what's your athleticism like outside of bodybuilding?
I was very athletic, but I wasn't very gifted in like, I had shit. Like I played hockey, no stick handling,
No
but I
hands?
was always the fast, no
Brutal
hands.
hands.
Brutal
Oh,
hands.
coordination.
I
Huh?
had bricks, you know?
Anything? What else besides hockey? Football or
I played
basketball?
hockey when I was younger and I stopped because my hands were so bad. I played football, basketball, and track. Track I was good at because I didn't need coordination really, but I could jump really high. Like I was like 5'11", 220 in high school, and I could dunk in like grade 10.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Give me one.
You
can
don't
jump,
you dunked
too.
at the
Oh, I
Lakers
could
game.
jump.
We've seen the
I could
clip.
jump
Yeah.
easy, bro. Jumped
Yeah,
out.
but I could like run fast and jump, but I wasn't like I played basketball and I was like an enforcer. I
Dude,
was, like,
why
a
are you
center
trying to
big
compare
guy.
us?
What do you mean? You
kinda
guys are like
crazy.
one and the same, kind of. But he's fucking 4-time. My fucking guy, Mr. fucking Olympian C-bum, baby.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
What about like PRs? Let's talk PRs. What's your PR on the press?
Let's talk.
Well, if you want to fucking compare, we'll compare.
Dude, I gotta take
He's
a
probably
piss.
stronger than me, honestly. Brad's
You
pretty
think so?
fucking strong. I'm not
Why are
gonna
you
lie.
a hater, dude?
I'm not a hater. I'm trying to understand the fucking lifestyle,
Dude,
bro.
I don't get it, man. He's
See, but what's
classic
your-
Olympia. Fucking like, what do you mean?
Well, I just want to know what PRs are. What's wrong with that?
I don't know,
What is
man.
your PR on the bench?
On bench is brutal. It's like 435.
Bro, I'm not playing this game right now. I bench more than that. I mean, it's not. I'm not.
I've seen him lift like more than pretty
I'm
much all
not-
my lifts.
I'm not playing this game. It's not about me and
How
how,
much you
I,
bench, Brad?
I bench more than that. Okay, it's fine. I'm not. We're not playing this game. I'm not here to do this. I'm just so you
I'm
know.
not gonna be offended.
Because
if
they're
you're
on the internet.
stronger
They're
than
gonna be
me.
like,
I'm not a power lifter.
I'm not trying to disrespect the guy, dude. You're being an asshole.
That's not being disrespectful.
He's
I'm trying to
chirping on
learn,
purpose,
bro.
man. What are you trying to learn?
I just want to see like Mr. Olympian, influencer gym, bro. Like, what's the difference between
Wow,
lifting
man.
shit?
Okay.
How come you even opened a gym, or have you ever thought about that?
I like privacy. Honestly, we're working on building a gym right now, and no one's allowed in it. I'm just, I'm just building a private gym for myself and my like friends and family, and I want to be alone when I train. You know,
When
I
you
love
walk into a gym, or like
Oh,
lifting gym, is it just crazy?
it can be for sure.
Like a gym.
a gym, yeah. Because I'm like very niche of like in the training world. Like you guys probably can't go anywhere anymore. You probably can't even go to a grocery store, eh?
Yeah, bars are like probably the worst
Bars
place
are
to go.
bru-
Or
yeah,
like
bars are
anywhere
gyms.
like 18
Bars
to
are gyms
30
for these
males.
guys.
Yeah.
18 to 30 males. But
Bar-
even gyms, honestly,
You're right.
like
You're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
even for me,
Because the
like they're not
younger
coming
kids.
for my physique, but like you know,
Same thing. Yeah.
yeah.
But exactly. Like, and when I go to the gym though, that's like my job, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like every time you're trying to film, someone's like fucking
Exactly.
running and ruining. You're like, so I just really would like a gym where no one can fuck with
Even
me,
for
you
me,
know?
if I'm trying to work out, I think that's the worst place
it's
to like.
brutal, yeah.
Not that I won't take a photo, but like after the workout, like you're just trying to like
Let me get
clear
through
your
this.
mind, workout and shit.
Yeah.
It's like the worst
Yeah.
place, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that all
Dude,
the
the
time.
classic is like, I'm not trying to bug you, but I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
anyways. Every time.
I don't
But
want
I'm
to. I don't want to
trying to
interrupt your
interrupt.
workout,
Dude,
but
I always tell people, I'm like, just ask me, because like it's
Yeah.
it's so clear that I'm not trying to bug you. Just do it. I don't care. I'm here.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, honestly, because like, you know, separating yourself is gonna help you like immensely with your clarity. But if I'm gonna go to a commercial gym, I expect someone to come up and probably say something to
For
me.
sure, yeah.
So it's like, fuck it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
You know. So I know what I'm walking into.
has anyone ever interrupted you like mid set? Either of you?
Oh
Warming
yeah.
up, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Never like dying crazy.
That's
stuff,
fucking
Have you ever
Gutty.
lost your temper? It's the real question.
No, I've thrown some sarcastic comments and I felt bad. Like someone I was literally warming up a few weeks ago or a month ago, and someone came up to me like, "I don't mean to interrupt you, but," I'm like, "But that's exactly what you're doing."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did that 2 days
And
ago.
I'm like, "Fuck, I'm sorry. I'm just
I know.
joking." Like, you want a
Shattered
picture,
since
and I
the
took a picture.
Then you
but-
step back
Yo,
and
no.
they're like, "Yo, they've been watching for so
Right?
long.
Yeah,
like,
like,
you don't know how to
do-
act in the moment when you meet
Do
someone."
you ever? Because I troll people. I feel bad. But I'm always nice right after. But do you ever say? Do they ever go? Are you Chris Bumstead? And you go, no.
Always.
Okay, you know, I do this all the
Bro, people come up to me like, "Are you Chris Bumstead?" I'm like, I get that all the time, man. Like, no, like people always say I look like him.
I do
And then
that
just,
shit
like,
all the
walk-
time.
I usually walk away, and then they're like, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fucking funny, dude.
We do that all the time. You gotta
love-
make fun with it, you know? If
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
happening, you gotta find your own enjoyment.
That's
out of it.
good.
What was that meme that you like chirped, like calling someone like a skinny bitch or some shit?
Oh, like, is it a single meme you mean, or
I
just
think
like?
I don't even know. Yeah,
I don't know exactly. I always jokingly call myself a skinny bitch, and now like, I go places and they literally, before I even ask for a picture, they're like, "Can you hold my camera and call me a skinny bitch?" Or "Can you call my mom a skinny bitch?" You know, like random shit. I'm like, "Not your
I
mom."
haven't seen that.
That's
What, you
kinda
called
rude.
somebody a skinny bitch one time?
I call myself that usually.
Oh.
And I don't know why it just popped off. You know, we made T-shirts saying "Don't
Oh,
be a
that's
skinny
dope.
bitch," and they like people love it. Like,
Is sumo really cheating?
yeah,
All right.
Is what?
Nice.
you know it is.
Yeah, it is. It really
what?
is.
We can't hear you.
Sumo deadlifting,
What is that?
Like
What
oh,
is that?
for like powerlifting though,
Just
or for
kidding. I know
gains?
what that is.
just in general.
In general, it's just so easy, dude.
Oh,
It's so easy.
It's the big like controversy in the.
that's like a
lifting
wide
community.
stance.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, like the wide legs.
conventional versus like sumo.
Ah,
Yeah,
so it's
cheating for
easier to
real.
lift.
I think it's easier.
Is it still good for gains though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda.
Yeah, it depends what. Yeah.
Depends what your game is.
What's-
Just to lift more.
What's like your biggest like pet peeve in the gym? Like if you see someone doing or like
That's a good question. I like that question.
Yeah.
like what's the don'ts in the gym? Like sumo, that's
I think just,
like if you see guy doing sumo, you're like that guy's dust or what?
I mean, I try not to judge too much. People ask
In
I'll
your
call
head,
them
though,
out.
in your head.
In my head, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't put that out. I think just because we went to the gym and it was so bad there is people training with their shirts off when they're sweaty as fuck. Like just completely tarps off, like lying on a bench, covered in sweat. It's just like, and people who shouldn't have their shirts off, you just don't want to see that, you know? Just not a
So
fan
shirts
of that.
should stay on in the gym.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
What else?
Damn, that's a big statement.
Yeah, you sure you're gonna back that?
I don't take my shirt off in the gym.
There you go.
Maybe if
Yeah.
it was my own gym, but probably
What about
not
like
even then.
texters in the gym?
If they're on the machine I want, it's annoying, yeah. But if they're somewhere on the corner,
That's
it's
you.
all
What the
right.
fuck?
Like you're like a chest fly guy.
Bro, when I'm
Bro,
in there,
this
I'm
hit
working.
like 8 reps
No,
and
no,
then
no,
sit
no,
on
no.
the
When
bench.
I'm in there,
text.
I am
No.
working.
Do you two
fam.
work out together?
We worked out today. This guy does one set and he dips off and he's on the phone.
Yeah.
Dude, that's you, bro. You're fucking capping
Bro.
right now.
What?
Yeah,
You were there.
You were pretty lazy, bro.
Oh my God. That's
I'll text
crazy.
him like here and there, like between like.
He'll be on
sets
full on
from
phone
restaurant.
calls, dude.
I'm going so
Full on
fucking
phone
hard.
calls. Yeah, man. Now you got to stop, dude. Talk about taking it serious. I want you to take it serious. Come on.
What's your biggest pet peeve in the gym?
Like people do or that happens to me?
That people do.
Damn. Honestly, I think it's just like it's the classic like wasting the squat rack. Like if someone's doing something like really like menial in the squat rack, not squatting, but being in the squat rack is like just pretty fucking annoying. If I'm being honest, like if they're in there doing something silly, like I just want them to squat. You know, that's it. Nothing crazy.
You seem
What
like
about
such
you?
a-
What's your biggest pet peeve in the gym?
I don't know. I was trying to think.
Why is that funny when you ask him?
No, it's just different.
Like a normal guy, you can't have an opinion.
No, dude, I don't know why you're always attacking me. It's like kind of it's
When you train at zoo, is it like people used to you there, or is it like even worse because they come to see you?
there's regulars, but yeah, it is like every day people are like, yo, can I
It's
come
like a
take a photo?
destination.
But I think, yeah, exactly. Because it's become a gym that a lot of people go to.
Yeah.
But if I'm like training for the most part and I'm like just kind of locked in, like people get it and they'll kind of wait.
Yeah.
Some kids won't, but I just do my best to be like, yo, as soon as I'm done, which some people don't like. Some people get mad, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
but
wait,
I do my
what about
best.
your like getting pissed off playlist? I gotta get a fucking huge lift in.
My getting pissed off playlist.
Yeah, you definitely have a song. that
Oh,
you
yeah,
go
number
to.
one
Pissed
song.
off, but I have a playlist called Big Boy Gym.
Okay,
That's
what's
why
on
I
there?
want to be a big boy. What's on there?
What's
Some old
included in that?
Metallica, Motley Crue, Black Sabbath,
let's fucking go.
some old
So
shit.
all rock.
Fuck
It's mainly
yeah.
rock. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
My girl listens to hardcore rap, just pure gangster rap, and I'm more of like an old white
How
man.
long have you
know?
been with your girl?
It'll be 5 years in September.
She from Canada too?
No, she's from Illinois.
Is she a gym girl?
Yeah, she competed. She won.
You guys feel like-
she won the Olympia too in 2016. Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
So it's
good
kind of like
research,
you,
bro.
you got to date. You got to date in the gym when you're
You
at
don't
that
have
level.
to, and I honestly didn't really want to, but she's very different than a typical gym girl. Like she's not like self-centered on her body or anything like that. She's like a very wholesome, like good Midwestern girl. So
Damn.
feel like
Hard
gym
to find
girls-
in the gym, dude.
gym girls are hard
Gym
to
girls
find.
is a
good
new
one.
wave, bro. I'm telling you right
Hard to
They're-
find ones
the
that aren't
muscle
just
mommies are the new thing.
now. Yeah, that's
Have you heard
Why
of
do-
these?
Tell us about it. What?
Girl, just like Jack girls.
Muscle
Just Jack
mommies?
girls.
Jack girls are like stocks going
They
way
like
up.
put their phone on the ground and like take upward pictures of them like flexing and shit. It's like the new rave apparently.
Why don't all the fitness girls call you? What do they call you, daddy or what?
No.
That's
All
that's the
all
guys.
guys call me
That's the
daddy.
guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
the guys.
Yeah,
What do
I
they
mean,
call you
God
again?
girl, but daddy, yeah. I don't know why.
Daddy
the guys
Steve,
do
that's
that?
what I call them.
Not all of them, but a fair amount. I've had people literally come up to me and be like, "Daddy," and I'm like, "Please don't." Like, it's really uncomfortable to have a grown man call you daddy to your face. A comment is
I
one
never
thing, you
say
can
that.
ignore it, but
yeah. That's I
You
would never say
called
that.
Gabe daddy the other night when you were hammered, bro.
That's different. I wouldn't say that to like a straight guy.
What? Like that, does that make it better? I don't know if that makes
It's
it
a troll,
better.
bro. Whatever.
Okay. No, I'm buying that.
All right, let's move on from that.
Oh, we're
'cause
ready
I
to
don't wanna
go?
get all into that.
You ready to go to the next one?
C-bomb, it's not weird.
Yeah, you're good.
You don't
It's
know
not
this guy.
weird.
It's not
I don't
weird.
judge. I don't judge.
Dude, honestly, I got to piss so bad right now.
Wait, yo, C-bomb, I
feel
want to
bad.
ask.
Take a run.
Okay, I'll be right back.
C-bomb, what's the ultimate goal then? So let's say you do win one more Mr. Olympian. Then what do you do? Like, do you just lift or take this seriously for the rest of your life?
No. I mean, I love what I'm doing right now, but it takes a toll on the body for sure. I want to win like another 1 or 2 Olympias at least, depending how I feel after that, take on the next part of my life. But like, not to sound like cheesy, but I think like the ultimate thing I'm looking forward to at the next stage of my life is being a father.
Wow.
I think I've like learned a lot of great like mental stuff through bodybuilding, and not like hardcore like competitiveness, but like actually like relieving pressure of the self and being able to like be your authentic self and all this shit. And I think I would have like, I'm excited and hopeful and grateful for the opportunity to like teach a younger generation that, you know.
What do you think it is about? Because Brad actually has this too. Like, gym bros, like you guys are very like just calm, relaxed, and like very into like
Until they're pissed, but yeah.
yeah. Until you guys get pissed off, until you piss them off. But like starting a family, like is that like a thing? Like
I don't know, maybe you just release all your pent up energy
if
at the
we
gym.
counted the amount of times Brad says he's wanted to be a father on this podcast, it'd be in the hundreds, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Like I don't know what that is.
I don't
That's
know
a
either.
common trend or not.
Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that one out. I've never heard other gym bros say that. It's a
What
good
other
question.
businesses? Tell us about like your other businesses that you make money like outside, obviously the prize money.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, that's the next goal, probably the next stage officially after bodybuilding, and that's why I moved to the States. Raw Nutrition, my supplement company.
Mhm.
I have 2 partners down here in Florida, and our warehouse is down here. So we moved down here to kind of start that and pop that off. And I was kind of like,
So that's supplements.
yeah, it's like sports supplements, protein, pre-workout,
Nice.
all that kind of stuff. And that was our
So
thing.
mad about the name. I'm so mad. Not kidding.
He stole our name.
Bro, what?
Oh
Why you got-
shit!
Get the
This is
fuck
wait,
out
what'd
of
you say?
here.
What'd you say?
He's jealous of the name, he said.
Oh, I'm so
kinda
mad
like
about
the
that
same.
name.
Is there like a trademark war going on right now?
No,
or-
no. I'm just
Brad's
yeah.
kind about it. We're not going to sue him yet. We're
I'm
waiting
so
for it.
pressed about that name.
Who had the whole raw thing first?
I'm so pressed.
Is that a thing or
Yeah,
no?
that's interesting.
No, I'm kidding.
Because that's like the
obviously.
same category, like
I
fitness.
feel like you're kind of trying to be like the raw guy of the States and you're trying to be the raw guy of Canada, which I get.
Except now I've infiltrated down the States too.
It's tough,
Were you
man.
going to call your supplement line that?
Yes.
But you couldn't?
I was waiting. I'm so mad about
Should've
it.
trademarked it.
I'm so mad about it. God, I even told fucking whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I love it for
You
you.
talked to Dom about it?
Yes,
or-
I talked to yeah.
Of course.
I love it for you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Fucking.
That's pretty funny, bro.
What? Wrong position? What
Well,
else?
it's
do you
just kind of coincidence. I don't know. Yeah.
I didn't pick the name, so I can't blame me on that one.
what else do you have outside of raw nutrition?
Yeah, so we have Raw Nutrition. I have like a training app. We do some merch, just kind of like typical stuff. And we play a lot off kind of my name. And even in the supplements, we play off my lisp. Like our pre-workout's called Babbage because I accidentally said Babbage once because my lisp came out. And then we have like Isolate instead of Isolate
That's
for our
dope.
team.
That's
So we're just
dope.
like playing off. I used to get made fun of for my lisp, especially when I started social. Like
They're not
media and
making fun of
everything.
you anymore, right?
Hey?
They're not making fun of you anymore.
They do sometimes, yeah.
Really?
One of the roasts I used to get that I sound like a deaf, mentally challenged person when I speak.
Damn,
that's
bro.
And then when I was young, I
Holy
was,
that guy's
shit.
fucking
I was
dead, huh?
pretty
What the
fucking
fuck?
quiet and introverted, and I still have like anxiety doing like public speaking now. And I think a lot of that honestly came from when I was young, getting bullied from my lisp. So like starting to put yourself on social media and getting roasted for how you sound. And everyone knows when you first hear yourself back in a
it's the
video,
worst.
you're like cringing, like, oh my God, I sound so fucking stupid. So I had to overcome that for a while. And then we just owned it, threw it on t-shirts, on pre-workouts, and people loved it.
I have a question. Obviously the business stuff. I'm assuming you're getting more and more involved in that stuff as you like go through your career. What do you enjoy outside of business, outside of bodybuilding? Like, what do you do, or is your life just literally that?
It's definitely been so much of that now. It's hard for me to like build like a hobby. Because hobbies still take a lot of time to put
course.
into it. And gym started as my hobby, so I still kind of hate the like. That's still my outlet. You know, when I go to the gym, I can still feel
Yeah.
peace and relax from it. But honestly, I travel a lot now, as I'm sure you guys do, and there's just so much going on that like it's nice to just sit at home and do nothing with my girl, and my
Oh, I
dog, and
feel
like watch
that.
TV. You know,
Fuck.
like I can't imagine how much you guys travel. I'm sure being home sometimes and just like sitting on your couch, you're just like, fuck, like I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Your
Fuck, the
hobby
traveling.
becomes just like
Well,
eat.
yeah.
You don't have any hobbies outside of this? You have to have something.
So
I
I
like
just
to
asked him.
snowboard when I can.
He didn't
but
answer. He said
You
traveling.
golf or
Bro,
no?
he just
I
answered
don't
it.
golf. No,
He didn't say snowboarding when you asked him.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Jeez,
Chill,
Dude, you
bro.
got it, dude. You got it.
Chill the fuck out right now.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
got
So
a little
sorry, dude.
tense.
Don't get me
in here.
pissed off. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
So
Yeah, I don't want
snowboard,
to piss
what
you
else
off,
do?
sir.
I've been on trend, so
You know what he's been saying the whole time before we came here? He's like, bro, I'm going to fucking inject myself with Trent on this podcast live. I was like,
Just
you
to
shouldn't do
boost
that.
your energy
I was
a
like,
little
you
bit?
should
would
not
that be
do
crazy
that.
or no?
That'd be a little fucked up.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's
not
why I
sure
didn't do
that
it.
would like help with the YouTube.
Yeah.
like,
It's not
you
going to
know?
help, man.
I don't think they would
Also,
really
it's
like that.
not going to make a difference.
That would be crazy. But okay, you were saying snowboarding and
I mean, yeah, I mainly like to just chill, watch TV with my girl, my dog, and then if we have the opportunity to go snowboarding, I do. But my coach hates it when I does because obviously, if I
Injuries.
hurt
Yeah.
myself, like my career is going down the drain. But that's definitely something where like I don't know if you guys do it, but when you're on the hill and you're just like music blasting,
Fun.
like chilling, it's just like peaceful, you know.
oh yeah,
Where do you
fun.
go?
We go to Aspen every year right now
Ooh, that's dope.
for like
yeah.
8 to 10 days. It's super chill. Yeah, we get
Oh,
like a condo right at the bottom of Highlands,
Mhm.
and you're just like walk out, eat breakfast, go up and down the hill all day. It's
Have you ever been out west, Canada?
once, yeah, I went to Banff when I was younger, but I want to go out there again.
It's dope there.
How about you?
I've been, Lake Louise, Fernie, BC.
Yeah,
It's dope there.
Lake
crazy.
Louise is crazy.
Yeah.
So what have you learned throughout your whole career on social media in bodybuilding? What do you think really stands out the most to you as far as like finding success? Like throughout your whole, journey. Like what stands out where you're like, man, I really learned this about success, or I learned this about what I thought it was going to be, or did you have preconceived ideas about it, or like cuz you were a kid, you like I'm into bodybuilding, I'm into sports, I'm into working out, and I'm into bodybuilding, and now like a lot of motherfuckers are looking at you. Like, what have you learned about? Because you have a ton of success now. What have you learned about that you didn't necessarily know then?
I mean, I think, and I mean, it totally sounds typical, but it's because it's the truth. I think when I started, it was just like I had just like I want this, I want this, I want that. And when I started to get those things and accomplish them, and it was like it doesn't leave you feeling like done or fulfilled, you start to realize that the goal isn't a championship or multiple championships or like having the business for the business succeeding or buying shit from it. It's more just like the growth you have and the journey and the adventures that you build along the way.
The moments.
And I think whenever I've like won the past few Olympias, the time I like most enjoy and most memorable is celebrating with the people I love. So like bringing them along my journey with me, it's elevated myself along with them, and the moments that we've built together, kind of chasing things that they've come along with me and helped me. They know what I've been through, and just being able to celebrate at the end and like being able to do it together. Like I feel like greatness is more of like it's more of a growth and elevating yourself and people around you. It's not just like a personal selfish success thing. It's like a societal like community thing where you're able to bring people together and up together. And I think it's probably, especially this year after Olympia, I don't know what it was, just feeling emotional after a big win. But I had so many people who like helped me come through a difficult Olympia this year with like the bicep tear and some other shit going on, that it just made me so grateful for everyone I have at my back, because I felt like I couldn't do it without them. And I was like, fuck this trophy, man. Like I have the most beautiful circle around me. Like what's more important than this?
That's dope.
yeah, that's
I'm
a good
super
response.
lucky. And I don't know, like I always say I'm lucky. Maybe it's
I'm fired up.
so just some energy I'm able to attract or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is,
Part of being
or my
grateful.
purpose to like be able to give back what I learned. But I've had the best people come into my life, and it's helped me stay super grounded.
Yeah.
What's your biggest piece of advice for some kid who wants to just become like something like you? Or just be in the gym and blow up or whatever.
I would just say do it for yourself and the right reasons. Don't chase after something because someone else is doing it and it's cool, or someone else did this and they got successful. Just you really have to be true to yourself and doing something that you love to do, because otherwise it's not going to work out and you're going to get to the end of it and realize you wasted your fucking time on it.
I think the biggest thing you said is you did this before you wanted to turn it into like a whole
career.
career.
Yeah.
So that's why you're so successful.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I would say definitely. It definitely helps. It kind of relieves some of the like expectation and pressure on myself. And it just, if I did it before because I loved it, why not keep doing it because I love it? And as long as you can kind of keep that in your mind going forward and not like detract onto the success and the money or bullshit going on, then you can keep going a lot longer for sure.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like most things are like that. Like most people have success.
I think so. Yeah.
Because like they really loved it and they go towards it, and then
Then
it's
it
like
makes it easier to fucking do, right?
and continue
Never quit.
it,
Yeah.
especially when it gets hard, right? And then you kind of find this balance of like, damn, because shit's not going to be easy. And I think if you're doing it just because you're trying to get some sort of outcome, become, Mr. Olympia or make a bunch of money, then if you don't get it the way you think you should get it, people tend to like fall out from it or try something else or do something different because they didn't really give a fuck about it to begin with.
Yeah.
So, that most people have success at the high level because like they really just love it. And that's why they're able to continue to do it instead of, oh, I'm gonna make money or I'm gonna get famous or whatever the fuck else it is. It's attached to it.
For sure, yeah.
So I think that's totally why you have it.
You'll never have control over an outcome.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you do, no matter how good I am, no matter how hard I work, I will never have control of the outcome that I'm going to win the Olympia. So if my happiness is attached to that, my happiness is attached to something out of my control, and I'm just like hands up in the air, like maybe I'll be happy after this, maybe I'll hate myself, you know?
Yeah.
Which like I'm not willing to relinquish that control over my life because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I mean, people hear it so often of like the typical old rich dude who's miserable with his life because all he did was work his whole life. And it's like, why do we all hear these stories over and over again? And then everyone's still just like, yeah, I get it, but like, I still want it, you know?
Why do you think it's hard for people to understand that though? Because everyone says the same thing.
You
Everyone
probably get
preaches
caught up
same
in the
thing.
moment, right?
Yeah.
I think you definitely get caught up in it. And I think social media definitely plays a big thing now. You know, the highlight reels, the bullshit people put out there of being like the big people on social media who like people think are happy are the ones posting like nice cars, PJs, all this kind of shit, you know? And it just builds a false reality. But it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Once you started to blow up and all that, is there anything like one thing you really had to give up or something you couldn't pay as much attention to that just bothers you now?
I mean, recently it's been difficult that I left my family to move down here. You know, I'm like close with my parents, and my like grandparents are like past or getting really old. And when you start to see how like short life is, I'm like, fuck, I'm down here so far away from my family. We only get to see them once or twice a year for a short period of time. And I don't have a long time with them left anymore. And I kind of miss that connection I had living close to them all the time. So I think that definitely sucked. And I mean, I'm preaching to the choir as the fucking guy who said, don't wait to be happy. But I'm like, kind of like waiting, like when parents retire, hopefully I can move them down here or something. And like, you know, maybe I should be sacrificing more time to go up there and spend time with them or something. But it's definitely a battle I have currently, but it's the point of my life right now. And at least when I do see my parents, I'm able to actually enjoy the time with them more now because it is more scarce. So I'm able to make it more meaningful, but it still sucks just not seeing them all the time because I was a huge family guy. So
I feel you.
Sebum with all the right answers tonight.
Oh yeah.
You're a wise guy, bro. I like it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
for
real,
real. I'm not
bro.
even trolling.
it's all that journaling, you know?
You're
Yeah,
real
exactly.
as fuck.
There you go. There we go.
Yeah, Sebum's
I have
dope.
one too.
You got to pick up the. Oh, you got one?
Yeah, it's at the Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
You have like a
You
Zap
started this
journal, eh?
morning.
3 a.m. monologue,
Right.
3 a.m.
Everyone
diaries.
has all these books of just
I
letters.
can't fall
fucking chirps
asleep
me.
right now.
It's Dear Brad.
My heart's beating. Fucking.
What'd you say?
I said, Dear Brad. That's how
Yeah,
you
you
start
in the
all of them.
journal, bro. I'm sorry I made fun of you for giving me such a good idea. Fucking asshole.
No, that's good.
The
I like
Zap
it.
journal.
I'm curious. Like, if you didn't do bodybuilding, what else do you think you'd be doing?
That's a great question, and someone I get all the time, and I don't know because in school school was brutal. I thought I was going to become a physiotherapist.
Okay.
And that's a lot of fucking school. I was like 7 years.
Yeah.
And it's like becoming a doctor almost. But I'm not even as hard. But as I was going through, I think something at the time I was thinking I might like because of the impact they had on my life was becoming like a high school teacher.
Oh,
Because I
wow.
had a few teachers where like I was never like a piece of shit kid, but I definitely started to stray more into like, you know, stopping trying to school, stopping playing in sports, more hanging with my friends
Bullshit.
and fucking off.
Yeah.
Bullshitting. And then they tried to like pull me back onto the right path and definitely helped me a little bit with my mind. And I feel like that's a huge part in any teenager's life where they're about to enter the real world,
Yeah.
where any kind of role model can really have a huge impact and help them
Absolutely.
where they take this next journey. And I felt like, I randomly liked high school biology. So I felt like I could have taught that. Could have been a good gym teacher, I feel like.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also help people, hopefully.
Yeah,
get
you would
ready
have
for
been a
the
Dude,
next
beauty.
yeah.
chapter.
You would have been a beauty gym teacher.
Imagine a different life. You're just a gym teacher.
Just a gym teacher.
Fuck.
Wild.
You'd have
eh?
crushed that.
I was like, yeah, you never know.
Damn.
Could happen.
So after all this stuff, what do you focus on? Are you gonna do like acting? Are you gonna try and do something like in that line? You going the like full Arnold route?
No, I don't think I could act. Even if like we're doing like random marketing ads and shit and I have like a script I have to
You're
read,
like,
I like
fuck.
can't do it. I can't even read it. And
Yo.
if people are like, all right, act more enthusiastic, I'm like, I can't. I just like monotonely say it.
That's
I
funny.
can't act. It feels too awkward. It feels
Yeah.
just fake, you know? And maybe that's just my like anxious insecurities overthinking it.
Yeah.
But I can't ever picture myself trying to act unless
The
I'm like the
business
quiet
route for
guy.
you. The business route for you is like that's
The
dope,
business
man. I
is
mean,
definitely the goal, yeah.
the
for
subs,
sure.
the energy drink. That's gonna
And
be.
we mentioned, I think we were in the bathroom, but like I'm very much looking forward to hopefully, because I'm establishing all this in my life now in business, if I'm able to like pull back and retire and be like a present father at a certain point in my life.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky enough to have
Oh,
a
they asked you
family.
the kid question?
no,
Damn
he
it, bro.
just said it.
Too.
He just said it himself.
And they were making fun of you too, saying that all gym bros just want to be fathers, apparently.
Oh, so I was gone and they were dogging me. Makes
I was
sense.
all
course,
Steiny.
yeah.
I want to be a dad so bad, man. Fuck.
nothing's more rewarding than that, you know?
Yeah.
Boy, girl, whatever it is, being able to like raise someone, especially how fucked up our world is right now.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people be like,
Man.
oh, I don't want a kid in this world. I'm like, this is the opportunity to bring someone in the world who can
Change it.
actually
True,
help.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Or be the better generation,
So
you know?
did you guys talk about you wanting to have a kid, or like, is that something that's on the way for you and your girl? Are you thinking about that?
We've talked about it. You know, we're engaged right now. We're getting married in like 2024. We don't have an exact date yet.
Congrats.
We've spoken about it. We both want a
Fuck yeah.
family. So kind of, I definitely want to be done competing at the time. I want to make sure I'm healthy.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I'm able to be invested as a father.
Yeah.
So when the time comes, hopefully in a few years or so, then it's a goal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's huge, man. Then you know, call you Daddy C-Bum for real.
Daddy C-Bum. There you
Real
go.
for real. Like,
Yeah.
fully like you just turn into
Lil
that.
Bum Junior, you know?
Fucking dope,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome. So
That's some crazy merch. That's a big merch drop right there too.
Oh, we're
right?
going to come up with a whole kids line.
little kids pre-workout. No,
Yeah.
that's not good. That's not good. You want to fucking say that.
People get sued for that right now.
Yeah,
actually.
that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. Did you hear about the TikTok thing getting banned?
What?
TikTok is probably going to get banned. It seems like it.
the whole TikTok?
It seems like it. I've been reading more about this.
I think it's just all business, but
Yeah.
I don't really
Probably.
know.
I mean, it's all money at the end.
It's all
do you-
money.
Do you like TikTok? Do you use it?
I use it. I don't like scroll through it, but
Yeah.
I post on it to like have another platform. I just recently started doing more on it, but it's not like my favorite. Definitely,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Probably a
It's a
couple
lot.
decision makers in government, and who's going to pay them more, YouTube or TikTok?
Man.
And that's going to be the decision.
I thought
Probably
that was a big
Google.
China thing last time I heard about it, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main, like, that's why it's kind of on the chopping block.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's just spies or some shit. I don't know what they're saying.
I mean, the data obviously they do collect is crazy, right?
for sure,
You saw
yeah.
that Joe Rogan clip?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Apparently they get like your phone swipe. They know what you're typing and shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's insane.
They're tracking what you're typing.
they probably know even if it's open in the background what you're doing on other apps.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're
Yeah,
saying. Like what
okay,
you're
yeah.
typing in other apps.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
I think it's also like if you're signed into your Apple ID on like your laptop, they also like you're giving them access to any device that you're signed into.
Well, how does that shit even
Wait,
work?
they know your
Like,
search history or no?
Bro, you're clicking accept.
Look at he's
They
getting all
give-
worried about his search history right now. Yeah,
Are you
bro.
sure they know that or no?
They know all that.
They give you the contract right there, and
Dude,
you have to click accept.
You're fucked, man. Your shit's gonna come
I've
out.
been banging
fucked.
on doors lately.
Yeah. They're coming for you.
I'm good.
We're good?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your PR on bench?
2 plates.
Fuck yeah. Me too.
Not
What?
bad.
Yeah.
Steiny's
What?
as strong as you?
No,
You believe
Steiny
that
is
or
not. Steiny is lying
Of course.
about his.
Fuck yeah.
I got you.
Love C-Bum, bro.
Bro, you're not hitting 2 plates.
Let me get some raw nutrition.
One
teas.
rep, that's
I'll
it.
send you
Like,
some.
and
Pea
barely.
protein,
You are.
Send me
energy
your
drink.
address. I'll get you
barely.
checked
Thank
out.
you. Huh? You know I'm pretty strong, bro. We
But you're
lift
not
this-
hitting 2 plates. Don't lie to him just 'cause,
one
like, he's-
time, yeah, in
No,
the
you're-
right scenario.
No,
I
you're
want to
not.
get jacked, bro.
He's got a sleeper build.
I know it's really hard. We've been talking about
So
that lately.
hard, bro.
Like,
well, it's hard with the lifestyle too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if I was at home for like, I don't know, if I just lived a normal life, I'm sure it'd be a lot easier. But
What's like that? What's
for
that
me,
like
it's
for you
traveling.
guys though? Because you guys travel a lot, but your lifestyle, happy dad. Like my branding is working out.
Exactly.
Your branding is partying. What
Exactly.
is that like? Is that
Um,
something you kind of feel like you're going to be able to sustain, or you
Yeah,
have to
I mean,
check out of?
I definitely just like I've accepted now too. Like I don't like do the stuff that I used to do. Like even the hangovers now are just like you physically can't
oh,
do
man,
it. Like
yeah.
It hits
I'm
different.
28
You get
too now,
old,
so
yeah.
but like it's just not the same as when you're 21, 22, 23, right? So it's a lot more balanced now too. But yeah, I've just gotten a lot more better now at like saying no, I think. Like even last night we get to Miami, everyone's like, let's go out. I was like, we're not going out. Like we're not going out tonight. Like
Yeah,
straight up. Like
take
we're
it
waking up
easy.
early, we're going to the gym. Like you just gotta say no a lot more.
make better
You gotta be
is there
strong.
anything that we can do with this lifestyle that could help us see more results?
I mean, right there, priorities. Choose what you want, and prioritize it. Say no, and
How often do you drink?
It's diet though for me. Like on the road too. Like I'm kind of like I'm
What?
like the guy like
you guys got to get a chef coming with you.
we have a chef at home, so that's what's
you
good.
get him to travel with you.
I know.
Remember
Like,
you were
wait,
super
wait,
consistent during the whole
I
COVID
was
times?
Yeah.
You got
I
jacked.
mean, that was like 4 years ago too, though. So my
Oh.
metabolism was probably a little
See, COVID
lighter.
was actually time to get jacked.
Yeah, it
There
was.
nothing else to do.
Why are you looking at me like that, by the way?
Like, but what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm, not,
give me
I'm
that.
looking at these guys.
Are
Are you okay?
how often do you drink, C-Bum?
Twice a year now, maybe.
Twice a year?
wow,
Hey, we got a shot right now?
We were part of the twice.
Wait,
dope.
This is
three,
one day.
Three this year.
So are
Because
you
of
Well,
like,
so let's make this day count then.
yes,
Bro,
bro.
we gotta go
Keep
away,
going,
dude.
dude.
What the fuck?
Can you come out with us for the day?
Tonight.
Yes.
Depends where you're going, what you're doing.
That's a no. That's
I
a
think-
no. I know about
No,
it.
we're-
No,
I think
I
we're
have to
just-
get my girl down here. You
I
know?
think we're just day drinking today.
That's so
C-Bum,
funny.
you gotta come with.
He's got to
bro.
drive, bro.
No, you came with 3 people. I
Nah,
thought
that's 100% a bodybuilder. No, he ain't going nowhere, dude.
we got 2 free
I'll be honest,
bodyguards.
I know that's a no. I know a no when I,
I like
hear
how
it.
You
we're
guys
hitting
get me
2
at the right
spots
time
after
with
this.
my
What are they
girl, I
called?
would go out.
We're going to Rock
he's
Bar.
in.
We're going to Rock Bar and the Wharf.
He's
They
in.
both carry
Brad,
Happy
why are you
Dad.
trying to talk him out of it?
Bro, he's 100% not
Are
drinking.
you guys like boozing tonight, or are you going around to like
I think-
PR for Happy Dad?
No, we're going to go around to 2 spots after this and like have a few drinks.
Casuals, bro. We're not getting wild. Come with. You in or out?
You
think
in
on
or
it.
out?
Huh?
Let's
Let
all
me
keep
think on it.
let's keep our shirts on and shit too though.
Yeah,
Tops on.
like maybe put some pants on too.
I gotta go back and change then.
That was the funniest shit you said the whole time.
What?
That was good.
Can I borrow your pants if we go?
I'm
out?
gonna just be like, you guys maybe walk in front, like, and just be like,
So we look like security
Yeah.
guards. Hey, dude.
Dressed in all black.
Thanks, man. Fuck you. I get that all the time.
Fuck.
You must get that.
All right,
I think
so
this
you-
was really good.
dude, C-Bum, you're the fucking
You're the fucking
goat,
man,
bro.
bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having
Yeah.
You
me.
fired
yeah,
me up
thank
too,
you,
just with some, I don't know, just good vibes, wisdom.
Yeah, time to prioritize.
Good energy.
You're saying no,
Yeah.
get you jacked up.
Your discipline's unmatched, bro.
If I ever come back on this, I expect both you guys to be jacked up.
Yeah. We'll let you know when that time comes.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
We'll do the podcast
It's going to
then.
take a long time.
See you in
dude.
10 years.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks for coming,
Yeah,
bro.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
that.
C-Bum, the fucking
Appreciate you
goat.
guys.
Wait,
No, dude.
Brad's been waiting.
Oh,
No, yeah.
All right, wait. Let's just figure this out real quick too.
Okay.
What does Brad have you like
Dude,
in?
what are you doing?
No, in like the gym bro sector. Like, does Brad have you in anything or like?
Oh, my God, dude.
he's taller than me.
So he's got size. But I mean, like a lifting thing, like or anything like that.
I honestly think his PRs are probably all over mine, all more than mine.
Why are you
Fuck.
doing this?
I'm just curious, bro.
I'm not here to be like,
I'm not
fucking, I'm
worried.
stronger than this guy in his fucking interview, dude. I'm not like,
Oh, you weren't saying that on the way here?
no. Bro, what are you talking about? I'm not even saying none of this. You come just
Just
to chirp
talking
me.
shit in the car right here. and
Bro,
then just
I've
shut
not been
down.
talking no shit. He's
Wait,
the whole time.
my last thing is like, what about like the world's strongest man when they try and throw the like big boulders over the thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is hilarious. He did talk about this.
What's that all about? And
What?
could
It's
you
a
do that?
completely different fucking thing.
I cannot do that.
No?
Those guys are like 400 pounds.
No, they're like
Those are
6'9".
big.
You're gonna get
400
roasted
pounds,
by the
like-
bodybuilding community for that.
It's not
eh?
I'll
bodybuilding,
take
bro.
it.
Strongman, bodybuilding, powerlifting, all different things.
Okay, would you ever transition to women's and compete in women's and then be Mrs. Olympia?
What?
Would
you
you
just
or
asked
no?
me if I was going to transition?
Okay, sorry, I'm just including
Dude,
that.
what the
All right, we're
hell?
good, C-Bum.
All right, yeah,
All
let's
right.
end it.
Finish
Let's,
strong
that's
here.
enough.
I had to fire that.
All right.
C-Bum's a goat. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
We should get it.
That was awesome.